everyone, this is Sandy Reese with Stampin' Crew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today for another live video tutorial. We are doing our March card class today. Now, before I get started, just want to remind you that this is the last month that we'll be doing the host code. So when you place an order for 35 or more, I'm going to send you a kit of the cards that we make today. And then if you place an order of $50 or more, I'll be sending you an embellishment to go along with that. But this is the last month for the host code. April, we're kind of having our transition month, and then we'll have a kind of a new program in May. So exciting news is everybody's going to earn rewards on their order, which is awesome. Minimum order to earn rewards is only $20. So super easy to place an order online. Okay, let's get started. Before I'm going to show you the projects, we went to Onstage, which is the Stampin' Up! Annual Convention last week, and we had the opportunity to do a pre-order for those of us that attended, and I got my pre-order in yesterday, so I'm going to share a suite with you. I'm going to try to share new projects every Thursday, not projects, but products, every Thursday until the catalog premieres in May. So today I wanted to show you the beautiful Gallery Suite collection. This is a mega suite. So it comes with 2 bundles. Now these can all be purchased separately, but these are the 2 bundles that are in the suite. We have the Gallery Blooms. The images are slightly larger than that. You can see right here. So it's a good size. We have peonies. I don't know all the flower names, but this one doesn't have sentiments. It just has the florals. I'm going to show you the dies too. The dies, I love the dies on this set. They cut out all the flowers. Plus we have some extra leaves. We have a little, some different sprigs. And we have these 2 great frames. This is what I'm really excited about, is these frames. They're nice thick frames. It cuts out, it's 1 die, but it cuts out inner frames. So you can do the smaller or the larger. You can cut out a little rectangle. It's really going to be great for doing some projects. I'm very excited about that one. All right, then we have, let's throw those back in here so we don't lose them. Then we have this sentiment, which has several sentiments. It has a little squiggly. It has kind of a rustic motif here that looks, it's kind of antique looking, but it's not, you know, set lines or whatever. So really cute. It kind of coordinates with some of the papers. And they're right here. Artwork is shown at 100% here. So lots of sentiments. It also has some dies. Now the dies, excuse me, I haven't talked any today. The dies do not cut out the images, but we have this big fern, we have another floral, big leaves, and then we have these which cut out partly. So you can tuck things under the pop-up areas. I'll be showcasing projects with those a little bit later. So we have these 2 bundles. All right, we have some basic beige ribbon. This is a really nice, let's see if it has, it just says polyester. It's almost like seam binding ribbon. It's really thin, very easy to tie. I ordered 3 of these. That was the max I could order because this will be coloring. We don't have a whole lot of ribbon this time. But you can color using your blends or inks, and this one would be great for coloring. We also have these antique pressed flower motif embellishments. They're in 2 sizes, and I think they're just gorgeous. But the best part is this paper. This is kind of an oil painting look of paper. These will be great in the frames. I'm going to go through these real quick. We have 4 of each pattern. So we have that, and then that's the coordinating. We have a map, and this would be great for masculine cards. We have this gorgeous seascape, which would also be great for masculine cards. And then the back side is a kind of a wood grain color, but it's like brush strokes. Oh, this is another one of those. Then we have these beautiful flowers. And this is the new colors, Secret Sea, which is kind of a super, almost black, kind of navy blue, or greenish blue. It's got a green tint to it. Then we have this kind of antique subtle wallpaper pattern on the back. This one, which I think is really pretty. And the back is another brush stroke in grays. And look at that beautiful landscape. I think these papers are gorgeous. We have another subtle pattern on the back. I feel like there might be, I think there might be an embossing folder with this too. Hold on. Right here, it's called Damask Designs Embossing Folder. That designer paper reminded me of that. Right there. I think this is part of the suite, not positive, don't quote me. Okay, we have another landscape, kind of hills and water. And then this I think is gorgeous. I could do a whole set of cards just with those, which is sad because I like that too, but I like those both. This one is beautiful. Look at that. It's an old, like, it's like charcoal drawings. And this one is like a charcoal drawing too. I just think these are the most beautiful patterns. Okay, let's find the back of this one. That is the pattern for that. And then look at this one. These botanical prints, I used to have some hanging in my bedroom. I just think they're just lovely, so elegant. And then we have kind of a plaster with brush strokes pattern on the back. Okay, we have this one, which is pretty. And then just kind of, this is another one of our colors called Cloud Cover, which is a soft blue gray. And we have just kind of a little more generic landscape with this pretty charcoal type pattern of the peonies on the back. And look at that, isn't that beautiful? Just like an oil painting. And then another type of, kind of, I call them wallpaper prints, that's what they remind me of. And then this one, which I think, I have a painting by my grandfather that's kind of similar to this. It has a barn and I don't know, it just reminds me of him. And then kind of a brush stroke on canvas, neutral on the back. So these are the, I can't wait. We're gonna have so many gorgeous cards made out of these. Yeah, everybody will have them. I'm sure almost every demonstrator that was able to pre-order has ordered some of this product, because this was, we took a poll out of our group. We had 4 of us go, and this was in the top 2 of everybody's favorites. So be looking forward to that coming in May. Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and get to our project. We are making masculine cards today. So our first card, I'm using the Forever Forest dies. This is the stamp set that coordinates with it. And then it doesn't have sentiments, so I'm just pulling in the So Sincere stamp set. I love this one. It's just got great sentiments, but we're going to use this Happy Birthday and then Hope Your Day is a Happy One. We're just using Memento ink. And I will, if you place an order of 35 or more using the host code, if your order is 150 or more, don't use the host code. Just get your own host benefits. I will send you the measurements. and supplies. So we are using some of our, I can't remember the name of this. I will hopefully remember. I'll post the supplies. But this is an online exclusive. It's all sky backgrounds. So it's the pattern. We'll have different patterns in class, so you may not get this one exact, but you'll get something close to it. So this is going to just adhere to a black mat. But before I do that, I almost glued that. Almost, too late. We're going to die cut a couple of trees out of our mat before we glue that, so we don't waste cardstock. We're going to use our cardstock wisely. Let's grab this and die cut this real quick. Whew, that was close. I've been to North Carolina and back since I've designed these projects. So lots happening. I got to remember how everything goes. We have class tonight, so I've got to remember this before class. Okay, let's see if that cut pretty well. Yep, looks good. Let's get this out of the way. All right. So we need these two trees. All right, now we can put this on. All right. Now we are going to stamp our happy birthday right here. I'm not going to glue that until I've stamped because I want to make sure I stamp it straight. I'm going to do a practice run. Okay, that looks pretty straight. All right, my goal is to get this centered and straight. Pretty straight. I got a little bit of I bumped it a little bit. Ugh. I wiggled it and I shouldn't have. I knew when I did it that it was going to be a problem. Okay, we're going to try it again on this side. No wiggling. It still did it. Look, that's okay. Which one's better? I'm going to see if my sand eraser will take care of it. Sorry for the shaking. Well, I think it will. It's gone! Sand Eraser by Tombow. You can get these on Amazon. And this works with our colored cardstock because it's colored all the way through. So what it does is just kind of sand off that very top layer of cardstock and takes that ink off. Now it won't work if you know, like this because that sinks in. But if it's just like a little, what do you call it? You know, a shadow or something light, it'll take it off. Yay! Okay. Whoop. Get a little crazy with my seal adhesive. And I'm actually going to put this over to the left a little bit more. So we kind of have like larger borders over on this side. All right, then I'm using we're using up all paper and embellishments that are not carrying over. These are our 2325 in color opaque sparkle dots. So that is what I'm going to use for my embellishment. Let's find them here. We're going to kind of fill those in right here. Spread them out a little bit. And these are great colors because they'll go with a lot of the different papers in this little Sky Designer paper pack. Okay, let's stamp. On the inside, we've got Hope Your Day is a Happy One for a sentiment. And I'm going to take one of the trees from the stamp set, and let's just stamp a little tree. Cute. Okay, we're going to stamp a tree on our envelope too. Why not? There we go. Let's get this inside. And that is our first card. Okay? So that's number 1. Oh, wait. Completely forgot to put our trees on. We're going to put our trees in kind of silhouette. This one we're going to glue down our smaller tree. My gosh. That's not good. We're going to put this one here. That actually I put upside down. Good grief. I'm not quite with it today. Hold on. No, that's right. We're going to leave that like that. We're going to put this tree right here. And that glue will dry clear. And then we're going to use some black dimensionals and pop up this big tree. I put the black so that they, if they don't cover completely, it's okay because they're black. I've got a few little pieces in here that need to come out. Okay, I think that's all the die cut pieces. Okay. All right. I just put, whoops, 3 dimensionals. That one came off on my finger. All right. I'm going to put this one just down a hair and overlapping. Just like that. Okay, now we're done. I've made a mess out of that one. Okay, so card number 1. My goodness. All right, let's hope the rest of them go a little more smoothly than that. You know, I try to prep pretty far in advance because I get real busy and I knew I was going to be gone. And then when I do that, sometimes I forget. I forget what I've done, and then I run into these problems. Okay. I'm going to fill everything back up in my basket so we have them ready for class tonight. Okay. All right, let's get to project number 2. What are we going to do? Oh, I love this one. Okay. This is using the Tune In bundle. I love this bundle. We are not using Versamark. I'm not sure why that's in there. Let's grab all of our supplies out of here. Now, this is going to be a little fun fold card. Make sure we have everything out of there. This one is so retro, very retro. We are going to cut a couple things out. Let's grab those and set those aside. All right, so this is going to be our base. Oh, I know why I have the Versamark now. Oh, I don't want to lose my dials. Okay. We are going to take our Versamark and this little kind of star pattern, and I'm just going to do a little background around the edges, and we'll turn it upside down. I think that's good. So we're just adding some color, tone on tone color right here. And then I have 2 pieces of, I don't want to lose those, Night of Navy. I'm going to place one right here. We're going to glue this down. Let's grab this. Let's just center this right here. Okay, then we have a piece of white, and we're going to fold this back like this in accordion style. Measurements will be on the PDF when you place an order. So we have 2 equal panels that will close, then we have this small panel on top. All right, we're going to do some stamping before we glue this down. All right, then this piece is going to glue. Now you could use either side. I'm going to keep this fun little checkered pattern on the front. That feels a little more retro to me, but you could use whatever paper you have. I'm going to use this, it's Country Woods. This is actually carrying over to the new catalog, which is super exciting. And we're going to stamp this in Memento. And I'm going to stamp this on our designer paper to make a little television. Isn't that cute? Okay, I was supposed to cut some antennas out of that. So we're just going to grab another piece of the blue out of my next card and die cut antennas. And I think I'm going to die cut some of these, and then we're going to die cut our television. So let's grab a die cutter. Yeah, this is what happens when you plan ahead and then you forget what you've done. Okay, it'll be all right though. That's just going to come out of the middle of that. You know, I'm going to have to do that again, so I'm going to put it in a little bit. All right. While I was gone, and while I'm putting this together here, when I was in North Carolina, my husband started painting my craft room for me. This is the last bedroom or room in the house that needs to be painted. So he was very sweet. He did one wall. He's almost done. He had to do a little patchwork, and it's almost done. I've started putting things back up, and then he's slowly going to work on the rest of the walls as we go. But the problem is I'm in here every day working, so he's a little limited on what he can do because I need my room. But I'm very excited for when that gets finished. Okay, so I've done a newsflash on this. Is a die cut piece. It's going to go right on our television. We have these little lightning bolts that I'm going to put there, and we're going to glue this to the inside the television. You could pop it up if you wanted. You could also cut it out and then put it behind the television so it's a little more layered. I'm just going to go with this for now. And then let's get our little rabbit ears. And I'm just going to put a little glue right at the bottom of those. And just kind of maybe put them right there. Doesn't have to be, you know, in particular, or you can put them wherever you want. I put a touch of glue in each of those little dials. And then we're going to grab, I had pre-cut these gold handles right here, the dials. I put them at different, not even, I'm gonna put one turned. Okay. I'm gonna let that dry for just a second before we glue it. So we're going to do our stamping. Let me see what I stamped where. We've got a happy birthday. I put this one right here. I put it just slightly to the left because I'm going to stamp these little lightning bolts to the right like that. And then I have this stamp that says "You're a Classic." I put that one right in the middle. And then I'm going to take the little stars, and we're going to do those in yellow. And then I'm going to flip it upside down, do it down here. And I think this is actually crushed curry, so it's a little bit darker. And then we're going to glue our blue stars. I put maybe a big one there, and a smaller one here, and then a little one here. Oh, I was going to pick them up with my pick tool. Glue those on. Put that one right there. Cute! Okay, we're going to glue the back to the middle of that navy piece. I'm going to use this. All right. Just going to glue right to the center, just like that. We open it up, and then we're going to glue this piece on top so it covers that. So we're going to do our adhesive on this little flap. And then I'm going to line this up to make sure it's lined up, and then it just kind of automatically goes into place on the flap like that. All right, almost done. We'll get some dimensionals on the back of our television. Okay. You can put it at an angle if you want. I'm going to put mine just kind of straight. I don't want this to go past my card base because I don't want it to get caught in the envelope. And that is it. Isn't that sweet? I love that little fun fold. Okay. Now we have one more card. Hopefully, I'm going to look at it and make sure I don't have to die cut anything before I start assembling. My goodness. Okay, let's get these cleaned up and loaded for class. Tonight's class I have here at my house, so I'm just, as soon as I'm done with class, I just take, or the video, I just take these downstairs and we'll be ready to go. I think I already cleaned that one. Last time I cleaned all of my chamois, I soaked them in bleach for a little bit, which I do every once in a while, and my purple chamois turned white. Now, some of my chamois did not turn white. That one lost all of its color. I don't understand why, but it did. But that's okay, because they're just for cleaning, right? Okay. Do need that, and I guess that's all. Okay. All right, let's go to our last project. I don't want to show you the card in advance. I want you to get a peek at it. We are using, this is one of my favorite sets. This is one of the first ones I bought. The Adventurous Sky, and then the die set. And then it has great paper that goes with it. So we're using some of that paper. And we are using grays and greens on this card. All right, so our base is Smoky Slate. We've got a piece of the plaid paper, or you could use sky if you want. What's on the back of this green? You could go that route, you could go that route, or you could go, I would not do, I mean, if you want, you could do that. That's a little busy for me, so I am going with the gray plaid for the front. just like that. I have a piece of the green with the little planes. I like this because it's almost like a little architectural sketch. You know, when they have those, when they're designing and they have all the blueprints, it kind of reminds me of that. So we're going that route. Then we have 2 more pieces of white. So I am going to use Mossy Meadow. I'm going to stamp my plane in Mossy Meadow on this larger one. Okay. And then I'm going to do You're the Best, Plain and Simple. I'm actually going to do that in Smoky Slate just to kind of bring in that color. And I'm going to do that right, I'm going to do it here. Okay. And then for the inside, I'm going to do a happy birthday. I also, this one has Happy Father's Day and then flying by to say hi. But I'm going to do a happy birthday in the Mossy Meadow. Not real straight, but it's okay. I'm going to give this to John. He won't care. John loves planes. He has a flight simulator. He loves to go on that. That's his relaxation hobby. He did take some flying lessons too. He took about, I don't know, 3 or 4 flying lessons. So he loves planes. So this is what he's going to get for his birthday. Or I might give it to him for Father's Day and put a white in there. He won't know. He won't know I messed it up. Okay. We're going to pop this panel up. This is a super easy card, so it's really nice to, you know, make several of these. And this works for a lot of different stamp sets and bundles. Okay, let me close that up before something happens to me. I have an ink disaster. Okay, we need to grab this big plain die out of here. Lots of die cutting today. But the end of the catalog, I always try to use up designer paper, embellishments, things that aren't going to carry over. Just because I know the rest of you have that too. You want to use what you have. You want to make room for new stuff. So we gotta use up that old, right? Okay. Oh, that cuts so well. I love die cuts. Okay. We're going to put a couple dimensionals. I'm not putting them too far out because this hangs over a little bit off the paper, and you really only need 2. I mean, come on. We don't need that many. And I am using these adhesive back textured dots. These are awesome for men's cards. They almost look like golf balls. That's what they remind me of. So I saved my golfing stuff for my son-in-law, so I'm going to save some of these and put them with my golfing things because they do look like golf balls. They're textured kind of like a golf ball. I don't know if you can see that. Can you kind of see? Looks a little bit like a golf ball. How many times can I say golf ball when I'm doing a plain card? I don't know. Many times. That was at least 3 or 4 times. Okay, that is it. These are our projects for today, for card class tonight. You will get a kit to make these if you place orders of at least $35. This one I used a blue television, so it just kind of depends on the paper. You get a white or a blue, you might get one of each. And then these are the tree cards. I put it upside down on my sample. I put the sky down at the bottom. It's okay. No one has to know that's the sky. Maybe it's, the reflection on the water or something, right? I don't know. I don't know why. It could go either way, really. All right. Those are our projects for today. I would love to have your order. I will put the host code and a link below in the video description. If you're watching this on YouTube, YouTube has changed what they're doing with live videos now. So they're only available on YouTube for 30 days and then they'll be deleted. Good news is that any videos I post on the Facebook group, automatically I post on my YouTube channel. So you can go there to watch any of them. Normally I only put the Facebook Live is on Thursdays, and I do 2 other videos during the week. So if you're not watching those, make sure to go to my YouTube channel and click subscribe. And just look me up, Sandy Risi, SandyRisi, and you'll find me there on YouTube. All right, who do we have? My phone is upside down, so hold on, let me stand. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Zelda. Zelda Move, I missed you, Zelda. We've got Kathy, Sharon, lots of people on today. Vicky, hi, Vicky and Paige. All right, nice to see everybody. All right, I will see you all soon, and thanks again. I have videos posting on Saturday and Monday, so be watching for those. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.